Hello, Daisy. Hello, Bentley. Hi, everybody. Today's topic is, if you bring a lawsuit for medical malpractice, and now you have to answer questions by the defense in a process called the deposition, what is the maximum length of time in which they are allowed to go ahead and question you? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a walk as I walk my dogs, as I share with you the answer to that question. Come on, guys, let's go. Walk. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. In New York, as of today, in August of 2023, the answer is a maximum of 7 hours. Now, you might be wondering, what is a deposition exactly, and how is it possible that somebody can question you for 7 hours? Okay, first of all, a deposition is a pretrial question and answer session that typically takes place in your attorney's office in pre-COVID times. Nowadays, we typically do these depositions on a Zoom video call. I will be on the call with you, the defense attorneys will be on the call, and there will be a court stenographer there to record all of the questions you are asked and all of your answers. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is like a casual conversation. Well, actually, it's not. In a deposition, the answers that you give represent your sworn testimony, and they carry the same exact weight as if you are testifying in court, at trial, in front of a judge and in front of a jury. So even though this is taking place years before you actually get to trial, your answers actually carry the same exact weight as if you are at trial giving testimony. So don't think for a second that this casual attempt to ask you questions as if you're having a simple conversation at the dinner table, no, this is something much more significant. All right, so let's get back to the other question. How long can they actually question you? In years past, what would happen was, if there were multiple defense lawyers in your case, they could take days, literally days, have you come back one day after the next, until they were finished asking you all of their questions. And you might be thinking, how is it possible that somebody could ask you hundreds, if not thousands of questions about your particular matter? You know your story, you know what happened, and you know what problems and limitations and injuries you have as a result of those problems. When the defense attorney would take multiple days to go ahead and finish questioning a client in a medical malpractice case or an accident case or a wrongful death case, the courts realized that this was actually unfair. This was abusive to the injured patients, to the injured clients. And now they were suffering because now they're having to relive this process all over again. And they said, you know what? This is ridiculous. There is absolutely no reason why attorneys can go ahead and question you and not finish after 7 entire hours. If you know what you're doing, you should be able to go ahead and question somebody effectively within that period of time. You might ask the question, how is it possible then that somebody could question you for 7 hours? I'll tell you how. There are 2 reasons why somebody might question you for 7 hours. The first reason is we get an attorney who is inexperienced, who is young and is basically following a script. They're following an outline of what they think they need to ask. On the other hand, if we have an experienced trial attorney who's questioning you, it is much more likely, it is highly likely, that you will be questioned for a fraction of that time. Why? Because they know what questions need to be asked. They know what questions are important. They know what questions are necessary for trial. And there are very few times where they will ask questions having nothing whatsoever to do with the key issues in your case. So that's a key difference between having an experienced defense attorney question you and a young, inexperienced one. Now, what's another reason? Another reason is if you have had extensive medical care and treatment to try and fix the problems you are now dealing with as a result of someone's wrongdoing. Well, you know the nursery rhyme, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again? Well, along those lines, along that nursery rhyme or that allegory, you may suffer significant harm and injury that requires extensive medical care and treatment. You may be undergoing medical care by doctors and surgeons and rehabilitation therapists, and maybe need additional surgery, maybe need additional medication and lots of treatment. The defense has every right and opportunity to go ahead and question you about the various medical care and treatment you received following your injuries. Now, you may have such extensive care and treatment that they want to go through each and every visit individually. So now they're going to go through and they're going to ask you, okay, when you went to this doctor on this date, what did you complain of? And then they will look to see if there are contradictions between what's recorded in the medical record and what you remember years later. So don't think for a second that this deposition is to be taken lightly. It's not. Many times a client will call me and say, okay, how long do I need to be there? Well, the reality is you need to be there all day. And you're thinking, all day from when? Typically these depositions go from 10 a.m. and last till 5 p.m. And that includes a lunch break, and it includes bathroom breaks and any other break that you may need. At the end of that, what happens? Will you have to come back? Typically, they should be done. And there should be no reason to bring you back at another day. Once you are done, that's it. You do not have to come back for another question and answer session. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to open your eyes to help you understand what happens in these medical malpractice cases, these accident cases, and even these wrongful death cases in New York. You know, I realize you're likely watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York, and you are thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207, or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. On behalf of Bentley and Daisy, having a nice walk. Have an awesome day.